the Government of India launched the Startup India initiative on 16th of January 2016 with an aim to build a stronger ecosystem for nurturing India's startup culture that would further drive our economic growth, support entrepreneurship and enable large-scale employment opportunities.
आज देश के अलग-अलग सेक्टर्स और देश के छोटे शहरों में भी टियर 2, टियर 3 सिटीज में भी नए नए स्टार्टअप बन रहे हैं। उनकी भारतीय प्रोडक्ट्स को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय बाजार में जाने में बड़ी भूमिका भी है। सरकार अपने इन स्टार्टअप्स के साथ पूरी ताकत के साथ खड़ी है। उन्हें आर्थिक मदद देना हो, टैक्स में छूट देना हो, उनके लिए नियमों को सरल बनाना हो, सब कुछ किया जा रहा है।
These words of Prime Minister Modi have been the foundation stone for India's ambitious startup campaign. As a result, India now has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world after the US and China. 1,17,731 DPIIT recognized startups are in the country. These startups are spread across 763 districts of India. 49% of them have a base in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. As of 3rd of October 2023, India is home to 111 unicorns with a total valuation of $349.67 billion. 15 times increase in the total funding of startups, 9 times increase in the number of investors, 7 times increase in the number of incubators. Success rate of startups in India is higher than in any other country. So what if you have an idea? What if it sees light? What if it's really born? What if you can get someone to believe in it and help you nurture it? What if it grows and blooms? What if the whole world embraces it? What if your idea is just not an idea? There is one thing stronger than all the armies in the world put together, and that is an idea whose time has come. Idea perhaps is the most dangerous and most powerful of all the weapons. Hello and a very warm welcome viewers. You're watching this special presentation of Sansad TV on the startup ecosystem in India. India has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world, and if you're an aspiring entrepreneur or even otherwise, this is your destination where we have packed everything for you. So come along. India, a land of vibrant culture and rich history, is now emerging as a hotbed for a new generation of innovative and passionate entrepreneurs. The nation's rapidly growing economy, coupled with a youthful population and a burgeoning middle class, is fueling an unprecedented boom in the startup industry. With an all-time high of over 1 lakh startups and counting, Indian entrepreneurs are fearlessly tackling challenges and contributing significantly to India's development trajectory. Startup India is about creating prosperity in India. Many enterprising people who dream of starting their own business lack the resources to do so. As a result, their ideas, talent, and capabilities remain untapped, and the country loses out on wealth creation, economic growth, and employment generation. Startup India initiative has provided booster shot to entrepreneurship and economic development by ensuring that people who have the potential to innovate and start their own business are encouraged with proactive support and incentives at multiple levels. Startup India is a revolutionary initiative that has been started to help the people who wish to start their own business. These people have ideas and capability, so the government will give them support to make sure they can implement their ideas and grow. Startup India initiative has received worldwide support for its attempt to bring startups to the forefront of India's growth story. It allows entrepreneurs to focus on their core business while empowering them with a strong ecosystem to support their creativity and growth. So what is the definition of a startup? Well, if it is incorporated as a private limited company as defined in the Companies Act of 2013 or registered as a partnership firm under Section 59 of the Partnership Act of 1932 under the Limited Liability Partnership Act of 2008. Up to 10 years from the date of its incorporation and registration. If its turnover for any of the financial years since incorporation and registration has not exceeded 100 crore. If it is working towards innovation, development or improvement of products or processes or services, or if it is a scalable business model with a high potential of employment generation or wealth creation. In order to meet the objectives of the initiative, Government of India announced the action plan that addresses all the aspects of startup ecosystem. With the action plan, the government hopes to accelerate spreading of startup movement in the country. From digital technology sector to a wide array of sectors including agriculture, manufacturing, social sector, healthcare and education. From existing Tier 1 cities to Tier 2, Tier 3 cities including semi-urban and rural areas. The action plan focuses on simplification and handholding, funding support and incentives, and industry and academia partnership and incubation. The action plan has following components: self-certification, single point of contact via Startup India Hub, simplifying processes with mobile app and portal for registration, filing compliances and obtaining information, legal support, fast-tracking and 80% reduction in patent registration fee, relaxed norms for public procurement, easier and faster exit, funding support via Fund of Funds, corpus of 10,000 crore, credit guarantee funding, tax exemption on capital gains, income tax exemption, annual startup fest, launch of world-class innovation hubs under Atal Innovation Mission, setup of countrywide incubator network, innovation centers to augment incubation and R&D, research parks to propel innovation, innovation focused on programs for students, and also annual incubator grant challenge.
Government of India has launched several schemes to boost the startup ecosystem in the country. Let's take a look.
Fund of Funds for Startup Scheme. The government has established this scheme with corpus of 10,000 crore to meet the funding needs of startups. DPIIT is the monitoring agency and Small Industries Development Bank of India or SIDBI is the operating agency. Credit Guarantee Scheme for Startups. The government has established the Credit Guarantee Scheme for Startups for providing credit guarantees to loans extended to DPIIT recognized startups by scheduled commercial banks, non-banking financial companies and venture debt funds under SEBI registered alternative investment funds. Regulatory reforms. Over 50 regulatory reforms have been undertaken by the government since 2016 to enhance ease of doing business, ease of raising capital and reduce compliance burden on the startup ecosystem. Ease of procurement. To enable ease of procurement, central ministries and departments are directed to relax conditions of prior turnover and prior experience in public procurement for all DPIIT recognized startups, subject to meeting quality and technical specifications. Further, Government e-Marketplace or GEM Startup Runway has been developed, which is dedicated corner for startups to sell products and services directly to the government.
Support for intellectual property protection. Startups are eligible for fast-track patent application and examination and disposal. The government also launched Startups Intellectual Property Protection, which facilitates the startups to file applications for patents, designs and trademarks through registered facilitators. Self-certification under labour and environmental laws. Startups are allowed to self-certify their compliance under 9 labour and 3 environment laws for a period of 3 to 5 years from the date of incorporation. Income tax exemption. Startups incorporated on or after 1st of April 2016 can apply for income tax exemption. International market access to Indian startups. One of the key objectives under the Startup India initiative is to help connect Indian startup ecosystem to global startup ecosystems through various engagement models. Faster exit for startups. The government has notified startups as fast-track firms, enabling them to wind up operations within 90 days vis-a-vis 180 days for other companies. Startup India Hub. The government launched a Startup India online hub on 19 June 2017, which is one of its kind online platform for all stakeholders of the entrepreneurial ecosystem in India to discover, connect and engage with each other. The online hub hosts startups, investors, funds, mentors, academic institutions, incubators, accelerators, corporates, government bodies and more.
Under the Startup India initiative, eligible companies can get recognized as startups by DPIIT in order to access a host of tax benefits, easier compliance, IPR and fast tracking and much more.
So is your company a startup? Period of existence and operations should not be exceeding 10 years from the date of incorporation. Company type: incorporated as a private limited company and a registered partnership firm or a limited liability partnership. Annual turnover: should have an annual turnover not exceeding 100 crore for any of the financial years since its incorporation. Original entity: entity should not have been formed by splitting up or reconstructing an already existing business. Innovative and scalable: should work towards development or improvement of a product, process or service, and or have scalable business model with high potential for creation of wealth and employment. Startup recognition by DPIIT for all eligible entities, that is companies, LLPs or registered partnerships, is available through National Single Window System. To apply, you can create an account on NSWS and add form registration as a startup. Startups can also apply for a host of business approvals from central and state governments, including labor laws and company incorporations.
46% of startups registered under DPIIT have at least one woman director. Government has also taken several measures to promote women entrepreneurship in the country.
To promote flow of both equity and debt to women-led startups, 10% of the fund in the Fund of Funds for Startup scheme, operated by SIDBI, is reserved for women-led startups. Virtual incubation program for women entrepreneurs is conducted to support women-led tech startups with pro bono acceleration support for 3 months. A web page has been dedicated to women entrepreneurs. The department also conducts various workshops with a specific focus on women entrepreneurs. The workshops include deliberation on various topics and successful entrepreneurs share their entrepreneurial journeys. The introduction of the Startup 20 group under India's G20 presidency emphasized the importance of startups in driving economic growth and innovation on global scale. The Indian startup ecosystem holds immense potential across various sectors with emerging industries like EVs, clean energy and drones presenting abundant opportunities. The government's commitment to promoting this ecosystem globally, combined with forthcoming innovations in green energy, health tech, deep tech, and clean mobility, only solidifies the bright outlook of Indian startups shaping India's future.
Well, viewers, that's all we had for you in this edition. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Sansad TV. Goodbye for now from my side.